It's been a crazy few weeks in Ireland, north, south, east, west, and of course in the middle when it comes to street crime, running battles on the streets of Ireland. It's bad enough when things are contained within a premises, but sometimes they spill out onto the streets. And today it's the turn of Letterkenny in County Donegal to experience some of this activity, let's just say, that's been ongoing over the last week. And just as a brief recap, to give you an example, in the last week alone, there have been multiple occurrences of on street violence in Milltown, Malby, County Clare, in Dungannon, County Tyrone, in Dublin, several instances, all of which are chronicled on videos on this channel. In Limerick, two separate incidents in two different places in Limerick last week, and County Cork, when a man was set upon in broad daylight. And this seems to be one of the main features of these attacks. They just happen in broad daylight. They happen on the main road. They happen in front of pedestrians and people out doing their daily business. No consideration given to safety, no consideration given to the public, and no care given whether or not they're caught on camera and exposed. So there are three incidents that have happened in Letterkenny, County Donegal over the last week, since last Wednesday. And you have heard and will hear nothing about this on the mainstream media, but they're linked. Some people are starting to believe that these three occurrences are linked to an ongoing feud between, let's just say, certain parishioners in Letterkenny in County Donegal. So we'll look at the first clip here. This is, again, broad daylight. This happened last Wednesday. Keep your eye on the blue car in the middle here, and three savages who decide to attempt to do unpleasant things to the driver. So look, a car's pulling up. Three literal hoods get out. They're trying to smash this guy's window. Broad daylight. Look at this. Mounts the pavement. Look at this. Before making a hellacious getaway down the main street and hotly pursued by this gang, and you can see the black smoke spewing out of the exhaust pipe there. Okay, so we don't know who was in that car, but whoever it was has, let's just say, upset the three chaps in the other car, and obviously they were looking for him. They pulled in behind him, they jumped out and singled him out. But the thing is, look, this blue car, and rightly for fear of his life, on the pavement, mounts the pavement, smashes into this bin, smashes another car, before driving off at high speed down the street. Okay, could have been pedestrians there on the footpath, could have been hit and killed, could have been kids. Thankfully they weren't. This was last Wednesday. Then on Sunday, which is 2 days ago, we had this captured in a separate occurrence. Could it be the same people? Is this all linked together? Let's see. We have these, at least three guys here, at least three, you can see them, are about to get very physical. Four now. Now, look at that.
What the fuck?
Look at that. Just out of nowhere. Just out of nowhere. That shows you how quick, folks, that this can happen. The guy second from the right, look at him reaching into the back of his trousers, and in a split second, he's produced something, a blade, I would imagine, and swung it wildly at this other guy's head. Luckily, he moved out of the way when he did. Otherwise, that could have been fatal. And as you can see, then he pursues him down the busy street. Down the busy street, there's cars driving on the road, there are pedestrians. These guys have no consideration and no care for the public or for each other for that matter. For each other for that matter. So again, you can see this happening in broad daylight. These things aren't happening under cover of darkness by any stretch of the imagination. Then later on that day, the Gardaí finally make an appearance, and they come to this place here. And as you can see, there is a guard coming into this Petra food outlet. They sell pizzas, burgers, chicken grill. Oh, they've got everything in there, everything you could ever want, including long, sharp objects, which the guard has either retrieved from outside and is carrying in, or he's lifted it from inside. He's about to go out. I don't know anything about this premises. I don't know anything about the people in it. I'm not saying they're connected with those other two incidences. However, that's where the guard is obviously entering, and you can see members of the public again in broad daylight just sitting back looking at what's happening. Now, the reporting in this will blow your mind. Okay, the reporting on all of this, here it is. This is it. This is it from a local Donegal regional newspaper. That screenshot, that's it. That's all that's out there when it comes to the reporting on these crazy mad happenings in Letterkenny. So it simply reads investigations underway into knife incident in Letterkenny. Which one? There was one allegedly happened after the street battle took place up the main street. The guards were called. Gardaí are investigating an incident on the main street after a man was reportedly wielding a large knife. Reportedly, yes, he was. He was. The alleged altercation took place on the upper main street on Sunday evening. You know, people getting ready to go back into work again on Monday morning, probably relaxing, enjoying whatever's left of the weekend in the nice weather. But no, not in Letterkenny, not in the main street anyway. Gardaí attended the scene at approximately 7:45 at night. The incident is being treated by Gardaí as a public order matter. That's one way to put it. It is horrendous what's going on here, folks. And I fear that it's so commonplace and it's so widespread now that it is literally impossible to keep up with it. Even what I'm trying to do, trying to get the stuff that the mainstream aren't covering, I can't even come close to covering everything. And this is just three things squashed into one over the space of less than a week, 6 days from start to finish here, 6 days. So in the last week that I have reported on, Milltown Mulby in County Clare, Dungannon, Dublin, Limerick Court, other things have happened in Armagh, Belfast. It's crazy. Dungannon, I think I've mentioned Dungannon and Bangor. Knife or sword wielders in Bangor terrorizing people for 11 days before they were finally arrested. Anyway, let me know what you think. Are you a resident of Letterkenny? Are you in County Donegal? Is this the sort of thing you're seeing? We had a protest there not so long ago about mass immigration and IPAS centres in the town. And of course, the protesters were demonized and vilified and smeared as being intolerant and all that business, extremists. Maybe they've got a point, or do they? Let me know what you think below. I'm Rick Munn. This is No Risk, No Reward Media. Over and out.